Hey guys, this is just a quick reminder before we get into the review that my channel and videos are intended for adult collectors and adult audiences only, as I use adult language, adult humor, and adult references. So, if you are below the age of 18, please make sure that you are either watching this video with permission and presence from a legal guardian, or that you are not watching this video at all, okay? Thanks so much for subscribing and for liking and watching my videos. With that, let's get into the review. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a reoccurring viewer. My name is Wyvern Von Eldritch, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2025 Voyager class War for Cybertron More Than Meets the Eye collection, Optimus Prime. First, of course, you have the figure here, but I always, of course, want to start with the box if I have it on me. As per usual, the box will have absolutely no fucking bearing on the overall figure review. I just like to talk about the box art if I can, so with that, we have box art. We got some Optimus Prime in his alt mode and the brute mode. Then we have extended picture. Here we have the Voyager class. Here we have pictures of the figure on the back, as well as what accessories he comes with and how he can utilize them. We have a little itty bitty picture of War for Cybertron Optimus Prime right here in the top corner. And then of course we have more Optimus Prime here on the side. And with that, the box is empty. We don't fucking need this, so let's throw it away. That 100% just hit me in the head right now. Now, of course, before we get into the figure review itself, I actually have a very important announcement to make, which is that I will be giving this guy away to one of my followers on TikTok and YouTube. Yes, you heard me correct. I will be giving this specific figure away for free. And I just, yeah, I'm totally doing that. So please make sure to stick around for the entire video so that you can listen in on the instructions when I give them, so that you know how to properly enter the figure giveaway. Okay? So with that, we can now go into the figure review itself, starting off with my favorite category, the bot mode. I personally think that this guy looks absolutely amazing. He is just a retool of the Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, but I feel like there were certain improvements made from the War for Cybertron Gamer Edition figure. Unfortunately, I don't have the Gamer Edition to compare here. A friend of mine had it. But me personally, when it comes to the improvements made, I do like the more vibrant paint job. I like the blue, I like the gray. I actually also really like how there are small speckles of silver all over his torso and shoulders to simulate wear and tear from him, like, fighting the war and whatnot. And I actually really do overall like the look of the figure. Something that I will say, though, is that the plastic quality, it's really funky. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like the plastic quality actually got worse compared to the Gamer Edition. I could be stupid. It could just be me. You never fucking know. But at the moment, I kind of feel like this guy, he feels pretty cheap to look at and kind of cheap to hold. He's got a good weight, but the quality of the materials doesn't really back that weight up, if that makes any sense. Something that I really do like about the mold was how well the back kibble was handled. This is one of the cleaner back kibbles I've seen for a Voyager class figure of a complex design like this. And I really do think that the team did a fantastic job. Of course, like I said, it's just a retool of the Gamer Edition, but my point still stands, so no one cares. Favorite part of the overall mold, definitely the head sculpt. It looks absolutely fucking great. This blue gumballed son of a bitch looks proper handsome, actually. I genuinely love how they gave him the little red lines on the face mask, just because. They didn't have to do that, but they did, and it's great. So for me personally, bot mode would have to be a solid, I'm reviewing my notes to make sure that I get this right. Yeah, a solid 7 out of 10. He looks absolutely amazing. There are, of course, small issues with things such as the back of the legs, and then, of course, the back kibble, and then the hips. But it's perfectly fine, you know? It's not the end of the world. Still a very beautiful figure to look at and to hold, even if it doesn't feel great. Now, of course, moving on to the next category, which is articulation. This guy can fucking move! For someone his age, he actually has very clean articulation. You, of course, starting with the head, can move his head down and up. You can move it from side to side a little bit, and you can look from left, or that's right, to left as his head is on a ball joint and can just spin 360 in any direction. Moving on to his shoulders, he can move 360 as per a swivel joint, and there is a hinge joint in the shoulder here which allows him to straighten each arm out to about that far, and then of course flatten it back down to about that far. As for his elbow joint, he can straighten his arm out and bend it up like so. The other arm also does the same thing. And then for the wrist, it does have a swivel joint, so it should be able to go 360. However, the wrist guard that we see here and the hands keep on, like, interacting and hitting one another, so it's not going to be able to move full 360. This probably, I'm going to say this counts as articulation. His chest, as per usual with most Optimus Prime figures, can open up. See, that is the Matrix of leadership. I will talk about that during accessories. Now, close your tits, Optimus. There are children present. Going on down to the waist, he has an absolutely beautiful waist swivel with the capability of going 360 in any direction that you want. He looks really fucking stupid when you do it, but it's okay. Moving down to the legs, he's got actually surprisingly good hip movement. Which, like I said, it's just, again, everything that I'm saying, it's just because he's a retool of the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, but my point still stands, so no one gives a shit. He can kick his legs, wait, I gotta move his arm out of the way. He can kick his leg out by about that far, bring it back down to about that far. He can actually kick his leg up very, very far. He can literally, like, do, like a cheerleader kick, almost, like one of those really high kicks. He can actually move it down as well, but he can't really go any further than this. I don't know if there's some sort of joint in the hips that keeps it from going back, but you can't make him go any further. Moving on down to the thighs, there is a swivel joint here, so he can move 360 with his hips. And, of course, the hips will move with him. I'm trying to, wait, I gotta put him back. Okay, there we go. I got him back to how he's supposed to be. His knees can straighten out to about this far, and then, of course, bend backwards to this bit. And then, of course, his ankles. He's got very beautiful ankle pivots. So he can move his ankle up and down. I'll actually demonstrate. So he can up and down, and he can also move from left to right. So, in fact, that was backwards. That was from right to left. It's whatever. Nobody cares. So, he's got great posability, and he holds poses extremely well. I would know. I like to make him 69 with my War for Cybertron Megatron. I just realized I said that out loud. Anyways, moving on to... Oh, wait, no, I didn't give it a ranking. Articulation, absolute 8 out of 10. This guy moves beautifully. His joints are as smooth as butter, or at least for me they are. I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but if you do have that issue... Or, sorry, I don't know if anybody else has an issue with the joints. If you do have an issue, just put some WD-40. It'll fix the guy right up. Moving on to accessories. This, actually, for me, is one of the better examples of good accessories implemented by Hasbro for a Transformers figure. So, allow me to demonstrate, right? So, sorry, I was choking for a minute. First of all, we have the accessory of his... Wait, I gotta move this back. We have the accessory of his blaster gun, which is... Wait, let me see if I can hold it in a way that doesn't... There we go. Right here, his little blaster gun. And the way that he utilizes this is that... And it only works with his right arm. So you have to tear off his forearm. Yeah! Oh no, he's been dismembered! No! And then you just gotta, using the port that we see in the gun here, just attach it to the hole, sorry, the peg of the arm here, like so. Push it backwards, and then now, oh wait. Now well, at least he's supposed to be able to. Now he can utilize his blaster. My only issue, and I'm sure it's being demonstrated right now as I fidget with the figure, it's that the peg and the gun themselves, they do not have a good hold on one another. It is surprisingly easy to separate the gun from the arm and also just detach Optimus's forearm from his hand, or shoulder thing, which I guess it's a safety thing? I don't know, because I kind of feel like I would rather have a harder time. I would rather have a harder time getting the gun off of the arm if it meant that it had a better grip, because if a small kid were to play with this, there's a very good chance that if they were just carrying it around as, like, a gun arm, then it would fall off and they might lose the gun and they'd be sad and wah. But, yeah, that's how he holds the blaster. And I'm gonna put his arm back, because he needs that. He kind of needs that, guys. Whoop. Okay, cool. Now that his arm is back, we can now move on to the next accessory, which for me is my favorite one, which is just, of course, the battle axe that he has with apparently now more, sorry, not more, just better paint from the Gamer Edition. I do like the paint, actually. It's very pretty, very shiny to hold in my hand. The axe does open up from the blade, so it can become a double-sided axe. and it can, of course, close back up. And then the staff that the blades sit on, they can separate. So this is one piece, and then this is the other piece. You can make Optimus hold the axe in either hand. I'm just going to use his left hand for the sake of it, because that's the one that's actually secured to his body. So you just take it and you stick it here in the hole that he's making with his open fist. And then, if you want, he's got a pretty good grip on it as it is, so you don't need to do this, but the instructions are going to tell you to do it. So if you want to, just for the sake of, I don't know, aesthetics, you can take the other piece of the staff, stick it on the end of the axe, and then now he's basically just holding his axe like so. Again, he's got a very good grip on it, so he doesn't need this piece to keep it in, but if you guys, like, want to put it there, you totally, absolutely can. Boop. Okay, and now moving on to the final accessory, which for me is probably, it's just, you know, I showed it earlier. It's his Matrix of Leadership. It's the Matrix of Leadership, guys. It's a tiny thing, actually. I almost lost it when I opened up the box, because I was very excited, and then, yeah, it went flying, but it's okay. So here we have the Matrix of Leadership. This is it from one side. Hold on, let me fix the lighting, actually, because of the shading, the shadows of my thumb are covering the Matrix. Okay, there we go. So this is what it looks like, and then this is, of course, the back. Port there, peg there. You just, and then close his tits back up, and there you have accessories for Optimus Prime. Me personally, the accessories are a solid. Honestly, I'm torn between a 6 and a 7, so we're just gonna say 6.5 out of 10. I wish that he was given a blaster gun that he could physically hold in one of his hands, rather than just a blaster gun that can attach to an arm. It is cool, but seeing as to how he doesn't have a good grip on it when you attach it to the arm, it would have just been better if they'd given him a gun that he could hold normally, like any other Optimus Prime figure, since his hands already have a really solid grip on the axe itself. Okay, so now that we've covered that, it is time to move on to the transformation sequence. Starting off with the arms, you simply want to raise them both up so that he is T-posing and have him like this. Once you've done that, you want to take his arms and gently pull him apart like he's Tobey Maguire, like so. After that, you want to take the you want to take the back kibble, you want to fold it up, you want to fold it down, and you want to rotate it so that's now facing up, and then, of course, fold it down a little bit more, just in order to move on to the next step. With that next step, of course, being flipping your entire torso down until it clicks into place, like so, and make sure that your Optimus Prime's head is folded down. After that, then you simply take the back kibble and you fold it back up, just like this. Now moving on to the legs, you want to take the tabs that we see here, here, and port them into the holes that we see here, here. Wait, the lighting isn't helping me. There and there. Mine don't cooperate with me for some reason, so give me a minute. This might take me a couple of seconds. Or it would happen immediately. Oh, okay then. So then you basically just want your Optimus Prime's legs to be pushed together like this from the front and from the back. Following that, you want to take him by the hips and swivel his waist around so that now they are facing backwards like so. Then take your legs, while keeping them tabbed together, and use the hip joints here, not the knee joints, the hip joints, to swivel the entire thing up so that he's now looking a little funky, just like this. After that, all you need to do is take the flaps here on the sides of his legs and fold them down, like so. Then, moving back down to the arms, it's a simple matter of rotating your Optimus arms so that they now look like this, and so that the red plastic here goes over the silver bumper like that on both sides. Just like so, and then taking your arms of Optimus and rotating them so that they now look like that on both sides. Oh, sorry, no, other way, my bad. So that they now look like that on both sides. Just like that. Then you want to flip your Optimus around, and using the hinge rings that we see here and here in his shoulders, bring his arms backwards, and gently tab in the pegs that we see here in his forearm into the tab porthole that we see there. Just kind of push them together like that. And at the same time, turn him around and gently push these two pieces together into the chest like so. The ports that you see here, the ports that you see here and all the way back here would tab into the tabs that we see here and here. So just kind of push those together gently. There we go. Just like that. So now it looks a little bit cleaner and it's easier to put the forearms together and tab them. After that, now coming back up to the legs to finish him off, we are going to unfold the tires like so from inside the leg. And then we are going to, now this one is tricky for me, but that might just be because I'm stupid. You want to turn your Optimus around, and while still keeping the legs tabbed together, you want to fold the thigh pieces off, just like that. After that, all you gotta do is fold the feet down and kind of have them click into place gently. Then you want to bring your entire legs for Optimus without bending the knees and still keeping the arms in place, and the legs, of course. You want to bring, of course, my Optimus is already untabbing because I don't know why he's being so uncooperative. His transformation went perfect when it wasn't on camera. I practiced this. Come on, man, you're making me look bad. You want to fold his legs down. Make sure to keep his knees straight. Mine doesn't want to be straight. I don't know why. It's weird. Then you want to use the tabs that we see on the forearms there and there to tab into the portholes that we see here. And the lighting is bad, so you can't see it, but there's also one on the other side. Just gently push those together. If mine would like to cooperate, please, please, King Julian. Please. Yes. Okay, cool. There we go. After that, you want to take the hood here and you want to bring it down all the way. Then after that, you want to come down to the flaps that we opened. You want to fold the smokestacks up like that. Other side. Up like that. And then you want to bring the flaps forward and you want to tab in the tabs that we see here on the door into the porthole that we see here behind the tire. And the tab that we see here on the flap, or the top of the car into the porthole that we see here in the door. And at the same time, you also want to, oh wait, no, that's pretty much it. Yep, that's it. My bad. I was gonna add an extra step for no reason. You want to just kind of push those together in place. My Optimus has always been stubborn about this. I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but my Optimus's door flaps are always popping out of place, so it actually makes it harder for me to get him to maintain his truck form. It's kind of a bummer, considering that the figure itself looks so good, and the transformation, when you're patient and gentle, is very fun. And actually not even that hard. Okay, so... did I get it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it. Great. So now with that, you have your fully transformed Optimus Prime, War for Cybertron in his, sorry, I said that backwards. War for Cybertron, Optimus Prime in his truck mode. And my door flap is already popping out. Damn you, you gumball son of a bitch. Okay, anyways. He looks pretty good. I would say that the alt mode is a solid 7 out of 10, much like the figure. There are, of course, small discrepancies with the front and the bottom. And the legs, because, you know, it's a figure. It's not gonna be perfect, or at least I don't think you could expect such a thing from Hasbro. Ooh, just on Hasbro. Who said that? I did. But he still looks very good. He's very fun to play with, and the wheels do spin, so he can still roll across the ground. Although, unless you transform him correctly, which I don't, because my Optimus Prime hates me and refuses to cooperate, regardless of what I try to bribe him with. Usually likes sweet treats, but he wasn't very receptive this time. The wheels on the truck mode are supposed to roll across the ground. Mine kind of do, but the kibble that we get from the arms being folded into the bottom of the truck and from the chest kind of just existing keep the wheels from actually functionally rolling across the ground. So he can slide. He can slide. He's a runner, she's a track star. No, sorry. I don't know why I did that. Very fun figure to play with. Transformation is a solid, I would have to say a solid 8 out of 10. There are issues, though, of course, that would bring it down to a 7 for some people, such as the fact that, for me, the feet could pop off, the smokestacks popped off sometimes, the hood piece would also pop off. There are just a bunch of pieces. I don't know if it's like a safety thing, but they would just pop off at random if you applied too much pressure. So you kind of gotta romance the pieces into falling into place for you. Alt mode, like I said, solid 7 out of 10, just like the bot mode. Still a very pretty figure, even if it's not perfect. So now with that, I am going to move into the next category. Cue, very neat and intricate segue, because I'm very good at this, and I'm an absolute master at editing. Woo! Anyways, I'm sure that you guys would like to know how to enter the giveaway for the Optimus Prime figure. Let me just grab him, because I have him behind the camera. Weep. Here he is. He will be coming complete with his accessories, however, and instructions. However, he will not come in his box, because... well, I got rid of the box, unfortunately. Anyways, so, now, fair warning, this, unfortunately, will be a US-based giveaway only, as I cannot afford to pay for tariffs and import fees in order for any followers that I have, across the international waters to receive the figure. However, if you are willing to pay imports and tariff fees out of your own pocket, then you are more than welcome to still participate in the figure, although at that point, I think it might just be cheaper for you to buy him new online. I'm really sorry about that. Also, you will need a TikTok account to participate in the giveaway, so if you don't have one already, please go make one now and then come back to the video, okay? With that, let me tell you how. So, the first step is to please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and, the video. Please make sure to then, step 2, take a screenshot of your comment or of the fact that you have newly subscribed to my channel. Step 3, go to my TikTok channel, which will be in the description of this video through the link tree that I have. And you will see a video. I'm going to put it on the screen so you know which one to look for. That is the video that you will go to, where you will put in the comment sections the screenshots that you took as a one neat thread of either you subscribing to my channel or you commenting on my video. And, of course, please make sure to include your YouTuber username with the comment that you post so that I can keep track of who's who and whatnot. Once TFCon is done, probably like a day or so after, just to give myself some respite, I will compile everyone's names eligibly, that are eligible, into a into a wheel that I will then spin, and from there I will randomly decide who is the winner. Once I have decided the winner, which really just means once the wheel has decided the winner, I will be contacting the person through email or on TikTok, so please make sure that you are responding to me within the next 3 days. And with that, have fun entering. I hope that whoever wins this guy enjoys him and has as much fun with him as I'm currently having. And yeah, let's get back into the video. Oh, wait, actually, no. I need to transform this guy back into bot mode. So let me just do that really quick. Going completely out of order, by the way, because I don't care. I'm going to open up the door flaps very gently. I'm going to fold the smokestacks. Oh my god. You see what I'm talking about now? This is exactly what I'm talking about. It just popped off. Not in a good way. I'm just gonna put that back. Okay, cool. Yes, cool. Then I'm gonna fold the smokestacks down. I'm going to raise this hood. I am going to... actually, no. I'm gonna untab the feet before I do that. Ever so gently untab the feet. Then I'm going to put the hood back. I am going to untab the arms from the legs. I'm going to move the legs up. I'm going to untab the arms. I'm going to bring them out. I'm going to move back to the legs. I'm going to put the feet down so that I can tab in the calves properly. I'm going to pull the legs apart gently. There we go. Gonna use that waist swivel. I'm gonna turn this guy around. I'm then going to come down to the front. I'm going to pull apart the pieces of the car, and I'm going to gently move the bumper so that the silver is now above the red pieces, just like that. I am going to take the back kibble. I'm going to move that aside for later. I'm going to take the torso. I'm going to flip him up so that it looks like that. I'm going to rotate his arms so that they are now normal, like so. Or that's his shoulder, really. I'm going to rotate the back kibble now. I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to fold it back, and then I'm going to push his chest together, just like so. And then I'm going to rotate his arms, like so. And now you have completely... wait, the camera's off. There we go. Now you have completely transformed your Optimus back into his beautiful blue bot mode. Blue and red, actually. So, yeah, like I said, transformation, still very fun. Absolute 8 out of 10. Very clean, which I did appreciate. I didn't have a lot of trouble pulling pieces apart or putting them together. It was just pieces popping off that bothered me. Especially his right arm. Oh my god, it's been such a bitch to me off camera when I was practicing his transformation for this video. So now actually moving on to the final category, which would be scaling. Sorry, I choked. So here with me, I do have another War for Cybertron figure that is a Voyager class to compare him to, which would be the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Voyager class, also from the Studio Series toy line, Megatron figure. Here he is. I personally, I think they scale very well. It's definitely really fun making them pose whenever I have them grappling on the ground with a totally not homoerotic vibe or undertone at all. It's definitely very, very enemies to enemies. Definitely. Moving him aside, I actually do want to bring an older Cybertron figure from the Fall of Cybertron toy line. This would be the totally Voyager class Transformers Fall of Cybertron Voyager class Shockwave figure. I don't know why I said Voyager class twice. Well, that's whatever. No one cares. I will talk about this guy in a later video, but my fucking god, is he just a very poor excuse for a Voyager. This is a deluxe! It pisses me off. Whoever made this guy a Voyager needs to be fired immediately. I'm gonna stop being pissed off now, because it's not your fault, Shockwave. I don't blame you. I blame Hasbro. Moving this guy aside and bringing out a deluxe class figure, I will now show Optimus Prime next to the KSI Widow concept art figure. A very beautiful figure, by the way. I do love her very much. I wish she was a Voyager, but that's because I need more big, muscular Transformers women. What? Anyways, yeah, that's it for scaling. Unfortunately, I do not have any other War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron toys to compare Optimus to, other than, of course, like I just said, Megatron and Shockwave. But if I had to give scaling, based off of what I've seen from other videos and from promo pictures, I would have to give scaling a solid 8 out of 10. For the most part, it looks fairly accurate to the game, and that's just pretty much it for commentary on scaling. Now, moving on to pricing. This guy is currently available on Hasbro Pulse for $40.99. Would I say that this is worth it? No, I wouldn't. Unfortunately, I feel like it's just a worse retooling of the Gamer Edition. I could be catching strays here, I could be laying down smoke, but I don't think it's much of an improvement in regards to the paint. I get that they wanted to make it look weathered with the silver, but it honestly just looks cheap. Again, could just be me. The accessories, however, do make the price a little more worth it, because thankfully they did give him accessories, and they didn't just give him things that were the bare minimum. Like, for me personally, I know the Matrix of Leadership technically counts as an accessory, but I don't in my book. Again, I've said it before, if it needs to be a part of the character's design, then it shouldn't count when it's being made into an accessory. And the Matrix of Leadership is kind of sort of part of Optimus Prime's character design. So I don't think it should count as an accessory. So, to me, accessories, they kind of make it worth it in the long run. They're still really fun. The blaster gun kind of sucks. The axe, honestly, it does all the hard carrying. It carries the other accessories. Would I buy this figure online if you can? If you can get it at a discount? Hell yeah! I literally got this guy at a discount at Target. It was like a 40% off thing. It was great. I think I creamed my pants. What? Right, so final thoughts on the figure. Oh, wait, no. Scaling? No. Pricing. Solid 6 out of 10. If I had my way, I would price this guy at, like, maybe $35, but definitely no more than that after tax and shipping. If you guys are gonna buy him secondhand after he's been sold out, I would definitely buy him for maybe $38, $35 before tax and shipping, of course. But that's just my personal opinion on things. Overall, final thoughts. Let me actually just calculate the score really quick, because I do have to calculate the score just to make sure that I get an overall. So we have, bot mode is a 7 out of 10. Articulation is I said an 8 out of 10, because that's what I'm giving it. So 8 out of 10. Accessories are a solid 6.5 out of 10. Transformation is a solid 8 out of 10. Alt mode is a solid 7 out of 10. Scaling is I think I said 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And pricing is a 7 out of 10. Or, 6 out of 10. So overall, that would be a score of 50.5 divided by 70. That's roughly a 7 out of 10 figure, which I feel like does reflect my overall opinion of this guy. Would I get him if I had the chance? I mean, I did have the chance. Do I regret it? Not necessarily, but he's not, like, particularly special from the Gamer Edition. That's just my opinion, though. So, if you guys like this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, even if you're not in it for the figure giveaway, so that I can keep on doing things like this, as the algorithm tells you that my shit is actually interesting and original, even though we both know damn well it's not, and I'm just a has-been and a Transformers content maker and a wannabe. With that, I hope you'll have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless y'all, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye!